Hey Anshul, how's it going?
Very good.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Tell
for
me.
doing this. So, can you take some time to introduce yourself and about your business? What do you do?
Okay. So, so I have two businesses, and one is an IT company, and another is a coaching business, which I ventured into 2020, mid of 2020. And the IT business has been in existence since 2011. And we are a first generation businessman. So entire last 10 years has been a roller coaster ride for us, and that's who we are.
Great, thank you. And what made you want to work with Bulletproof Teams? What was the reason for you starting?
So essentially, I have done a lot of workshops and seminars, programs since 2016. And what I realized that I have got a lot of knowledge. However, I am lacking implementation, and I need some hand-holding and accountability partner who can, work with me as part of me and keep me aligned. And I was looking for, any one-to-one direction towards that, so that I can openly, fairly ask any questions, and that's how I figured that Nikhil is the one person, and I discussed with Nikhil in a party meet, and in that discussion, itself, I decided that we will be going ahead after brief conversation as to what he does. Uh, I was not sure about the deliverables at that point, but as we started doing our calls, I have seen value in my implementation, and I am if I say, he works in a very holistic way with respect to all aspects of life, not only just business.
Yeah.
And business is the outcome of how I am operating in general in my life. So we are actually targeting all areas, uh, which are several are priority one areas and several priority two areas. And that's how we are trying to manage balance. It's not there yet, but it is definitely way better than when I started. And what else made a difference is the simplistic approach towards coaching. There are some days where I am just talking about my problems which I am facing, and we are together brainstorming, and Nikhil is coming as a third person point of view, and he's giving guidance, experience from outside of the problem as an observer, and from inside the problem as a recipient or as a doer. I try to catch the perspective and start, we together move forward with respect to what is the root cause of this. And when the root cause of that is identified, we try and make a system around it. And that's what I think. It has been a wonderful journey, and I would say this is the key towards working together with Bulletproof Teams and with Nikhil. I started one-to-one, however, it moved into a mastermind format right now, and which Nikhil feels that I will get tremendous value in mastermind moving forward. So I have agreed to that, and I'm right now working with him as part of mastermind group. And I'm sure as and when more participants join, I will learn from their problems. I will move forward from their progress because of peer pressure. So all of that ends a positive peer pressure, and all of that is going to happen, I know. And I am looking forward for a long-term relationship and long-term productivity. I can, the goals which I have, I can't just discuss my goals with anyone, but with Nikhil, it is very private, and I can discuss anything which what I want to achieve in next year. Next year goal I have already shared, and for that I am started working, and it boils down to a very simple strategy, which if you join him, you will know that how that thing works. So let that be a surprise. But it is brilliant. It is very simplistic, and the simplistic approach, which anyone actually, it's a skill, and it's more work to do on self. But with a coach, it happens faster.
Yeah.
So you don't have to think alone. You don't have to practice alone. You don't have to walk alone. It's with the coach. Coach is walking with you. I'm actually looking forward to all our calls every Tuesdays. So yeah, that's what makes you different.
Good. So, and what is you spoke about the value, right? So what is the value directly and indirectly for you and your business?
So direct value is computed in terms of numbers, and I would say that in my IT business we have been so the sales revenue is yet to show that output. However, in terms of numbers of processes streamlined and structures streamlined, I think. And delegation, efficient delegation is right now happened 100%. I have been able to create a second line of leadership, which I know it was required from other coaching programs, but I was always stuck with those simple things where start was the biggest stop. And I moved ahead. Simple thing, very simple thing. Daily meetings. So daily meetings, just do the daily meetings. Maybe it is of 10-15 minutes, but that is what is important, right? And that value system has changed perspective in terms of they taking ownership. Then second result is one of the biggest value which I have got is attaching KPIs. Yes. So right now, I knew this concept about KPIs, but never actually ventured into it because I find myself difficult to hold people accountable. So it was like, okay, I'm okay, nahi hua, so let's do it together, let's finish it. But that approach won't work if you want to scale. So biggest value, okay, how will we measure? So it has to come out of feelings and emotion and come down to numbers. How to measure that? So everything, if it is measurable, the numbers are visible. That is the biggest value which I got in my IT business, with which I started the coaching. Along with that, we switched into my coaching business as well. And I think we are tracking numbers on today basis. And I started working on the sheet which Nikhil has shared. It's all the tracking of everything I'm doing or not doing. And if it is not doing, the sheet is telling me red or green. It used, that was the format earlier. But now it is very, very descriptive and very, very simple in a way that descriptive means it's like car dashboard, that you have every information available. You have to decide what you want to do. I just have to go along. It does feel like a lot of work, but I know it is going to streamline as we move forward. So intangible value is, and the tangible value in my coaching business is around, I have been able to generate, so my barrier was 8-9 students earlier in a batch. Now my next goal is directly from 8-9 is now the next goal is 50 signups I'm looking for, and that is happening actually. We are moving along with that path, If I say from numbers perspective, it is 9 signups pehle the, abhi I'm aspiring for 50. So it is like 5.5 times of what I am aiming for in this next 3 months, right? And so that is the kind of growth. And I know once that happens, Nikhil is after me around productizing my knowledge, and I am going to do that. He has given me tough targets to meet for that. That this week I have to do something with respect to video creation, and all those blockers. These are all mental blockers we just pursue. So all these things will happen, I know, and the numbers will also come. So this is the real tangible value, that 5 times growth I'm looking for in next 3 months. Sales cycle has just started in August. So since August, September, October, November, December, I am aiming for 5 times more sign up, and then we are going into expand using productizing. As a product model, we are going to expand and scale up way faster.
100%, and hats off to you, man, for all the hard work that you're putting in, right? It's not just me pushing you, but you are taking the push as well. So what would you say to someone who's thinking about joining the program, joining the coaching? What would be some things?
Yeah, so one of the aspects Nikhil has transformed, and this is useful and helpful. This will be useful and helpful for anyone who is sitting on the fence and waiting for what to do next, or waiting for the next move. So I believe time is everything. If you're not making the move right now, you're losing time. And if you're losing time, you're losing actually everything. So for, one example, when I signed up with Nikhil, till date, I've lost 10 kgs as weight. That's another tangible result.
Wow.
Now that's an outcome of working together with Nikhil, because health is also important for any business owner. Health is primary, and we as a business owner, we sleep less. We think of that is okay, but no, it is not okay. If we want to make, operate like a peak performer, operate like Steve Jobs, operate like Michael Jordan, those kind of people, then we have to behave and act like them. And without coach, it is simply not possible. You cannot do it. So don't just wait and sit on the fence. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा, आपका थोड़ा पैसा लग जाएगा. That's it. That's all it. You have to lose. Otherwise, it's on the other side of the fence. It's all gains. Where you gain in relationships, you gain in productivity, you gain in business, you gain in focus, you gain in any hobby you want to do. It's all around. That's how Nikhil works, and that's what makes him stand apart. Because you will find business coaches, you will find health coaches, you will find relationship coaches, but all of that has one thing in common, actions. So Nikhil simplifies them and gives all that in platter, be it business coaching, be it marketing, sales, and he's an expert in LinkedIn. He himself has done many courses. I have told him, and from here on I will not be doing any courses. So whatever you are doing, whatever you are learning, I will keep learning from you. Because it's also an effort to find out another coach and to work with them to figure out what would work, what would not work. I've been doing coaching since last 5 years. I've been taking coaching from different people. Now, all of that is good, but ultimately, if we are not executing it, if we are not being accountable to someone, it doesn't happen. Like motivation is short-lived. Motivation is always short-lived, but consistency is what is required, and I think Nikhil does that job brilliantly. Sometimes he will poke as well, that you're not sending messages, you're not doing what is the update, etc. All those things will happen, and I'm sure with me it was low frequency, but maybe someone who is a little more adamant in moving forward, he will take a tough stance.
Yeah.
So yeah, go for it. anyone who is sitting on the fence, bottom line is you have very limited or little to use as compared to the cost you know he's charging, because that cost is going to give you 100 times result if you're able to apply everything.
Hey, thank you so much, Anshul. Thank you so much for the trust and all the love. So, so in one word, if I were to say in one word, how would you describe the Bulletproof Teams process?
Actually, I'm learning from everything, so it shows that I'm not going anywhere on internet, Google. I'm learning, whether it is onboarding process, whether it is training process. So everything is systematized in one word. Now I would say it is fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And so, all right. So, and any other last words, thoughts, about the process, or that would be helpful for other people, to know, understand things better? Anything?
Yeah, I would say Nikhil is going to charge a bomb after 5 years. So go grab him and work with him, because he knows this to the core, what he is doing. And he's not just teaching, he's applying all those principles on him. And he's learning as a human behavior by himself. And then when he sees that this thing works and he tests the water, then he shares and give downloads to his students and mentees. And I think that is the way to go, because I, being my coach, I be the coach myself, I follow the same process. So I understand from where he's coming from, and I don't know what is holding on to the people who are going to watch this video. So I'm just looking straight into your eyes. Don't just stop. Just go forward. It's not a selling call. It's an honest opinion, honest experience. I'm sharing that both of us, me and my wife, you did coaching with Nikhil, and it has been a fantastic journey. So I can't say much more than that. That I will continue to work for a longer duration. It's not like for next 6 months, I have paid so much and I'm not getting results, or if I get this much result I will quit. No, sky's the limit. Today I'm targeting, for example, 1 crore, then I'll be targeting 5 crores, then I'll be targeting 50 crores, then I'll be targeting 100 crores. That's how we are going to grow together, and that's the purpose of this relationship.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love. I'm overwhelmed. So I'm excited, and I'm sure we will get to the 50 crores and then 100 and then 500. That's the whole journey, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anshul. Thank you so much. It's been awesome.